La 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 tita.
In the previous video, you learned how to import an AutoCAD drawing so that you could start tracing the floor as well as how to offset the floor to get the walls, the exterior walls pulled up. In this video, we're going to concentrate working on just the interior walls. So you'll notice on the floor plan that we've got all kinds of stuff drawn on it, but you'll notice that there's doors in the middle of walls, and what we need to do is ignore the doors. We're just concentrating on the walls. Now if you think about it, when you install a wall into a building, you actually put the whole wall in and then you cut the wall to get the doors, or you frame around the doors. And that's kind of the same mindset that we have to have for SketchUp. So ignore the doors and we're just looking for entire walls. Entire walls, not wall, wall, wall. We want to do the entire thing. So the best way to do that is to actually pull walls out from the exterior walls. So I'm going to concentrate right here, and it might be good to watch this demonstration first before you actually do it. Pencil tool. I'm going to go down where the floor meets the wall. That's where our geometry of the building is located. I'm going to hover and notice there's a purple circle. We love purple circles in SketchUp. I'm going to snap to that purple circle and I'm going to draw a line straight up. Now if you're having a hard time figuring out which way is straight up, you can always click the up arrow on your keyboard and it'll automatically snap to the Z axis and you're drawing perfectly straight up. Click at the very tippy top of the wall so that you create a line going from floor to wall. And essentially what we did is we made two faces on this wall. So here's a face and there's a face, and all we're going to do is use the push-pull tool and drag out the wall. And we are going over the door. Don't worry, in another video we're going to cut out holes for the doors, but for right now we're just creating the wall. And I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to orbit so that I can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit. Kind of come around here. I'm actually going to use the window so that I can see this a little easier. Perfect. Orbit a little bit. Push-pull tool, I'm going to continue pulling this. Notice how it stays inside that line geometry, and I'm going to touch this wall. Now I'm going to go past it just a little bit with my cursor to make sure that the wall marries the exterior wall on the other side, and I'm going to let go, and you'll notice that it actually did marry on the top, but we do have a little line right here. So I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase this line, and it looks like nothing ever happened, like it was meant to be all along, just like a perfect marriage. So you can see that we installed our very first interior wall. Very cool, right? Yay! So now what we're going to do is we're going to continue doing this to all of the walls. So let's start with this wall right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pencil tool. And again, it's always starting at the floor. You're going to go up to the top, floor to the top. Now I didn't get purple circles, I did get green ones though, so I should be okay. And I always double check and make sure that I drew on the wall. And it really stinks when you draw off the wall and you can't push pull, but I can always know that I did okay because it actually created faces. So here's face 3, face 2, face 1. I really want face 2. I'm going to push pull. I don't have a wall to run into, so I have to gauge this, and all you have to do is just go in really close and get as close as you possibly can. Sometimes it's easier than it looks, but try to get that wall to go right up to the line work, just like that. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Pencil tool, click up, click, push pull tool, pull that face out, and this time we do have a wall to go up to. Click, notice that it married, and then I can use the erase tool, and voila, we've created those walls. Let's see, which one do I want to do first? Let's do this nice big long one. This one right here. all the way across there. So I'm gonna, again, pencil tool. You have to draw up the wall to the top of the wall, bottom to top, bottom to top. Push pull tool. Take that face and push it out. La 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 la. There we go. Past the wall. Now this one didn't marry quite the way that I wanted it to. Let's see what I did there. Let's try the erase tool up here. Oh, it's fine. It just, for whatever reason, decided not to marriage right away. So I got the divorce tool, aka the eraser, and we got those couples working out great. Alright, so the goal is to keep doing this, and again, you might have to be a little tricky with how you view things, but you always go from the floor to the top, and if you have a hard time with what top is, just hit the arrow. Up arrow for z-axis. Axes. There we go. Push pull tool. Drag it out past the point, and if it didn't marry, make a marry. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Keep going. So we've got this one over here. The orbit tool, I don't know about you, but it's kind of an art and a science all in one. Sometimes it works great, sometimes you have to kind of maneuver it a little bit. I'm going to actually use the zoom window to come in here. Perfect. Up and up. And again here we're going to have to be like really careful with how we get this. Go way in and try to get it to snap right in there, and it usually does snap pretty good. Alright, so we've got a little wall coming out here. We can pencil that in. La la la. Sometimes you sing a song while you're making walls in SketchUp. And again, we might have to zoom way in to make sure that we get it to go right where we want it to. Perfecto. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, this wall making stuff is so awesome. Awesome sauce. I'm having a hard time finding up, so oh yeah, I was way off. There we go. Push pull. Come in way in. So I'm kind of going fast. You guys might not be going as fast, but that's alright as long as you're kind of doing your thing, and if something's going on, let your instructor know so she can help you figure out what went wrong, or he, I guess I should say. But it's just doing the pencil tool, doing the push pull, and then trying to get it to be as accurate as you can. This one goes all the way to the wall, so go beyond the wall. Make sure it marries. Make sure you use the eraser tool to make sure it marries. Beautiful. And then we've got this little guy. Sometimes it's a lot easier if you do have something like this where there's one on a corner and one that just goes right into a wall, to just use the corner side to do the pencil tool. And that way you don't have to worry too much about, are you getting the two sides together evenly, that kind of thing. That can be a little tough sometimes. So push pull, go past, make sure they get married. Oh, beautiful. And that's all there is to it. So go ahead and finish the rest of the walls, and basically you're just dragging it up to 9 feet. But really you're not dragging anything up, you're dragging it out, right? So I think you're good. Just keep going and finish up these interior walls. In the next video we're going to learn how to cut out the holes for the doors as well as for the windows.